have a little piece of paper in my hand. Sam doesn't know what it is, but I'll show the camera first.
Shall I look away?
Okay. So, in my hand, I have every video you made for the finance series.
There's still like some missing at the bottom, kind of.
Oh, right here?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
And I want you to tell the camera everything you learned. So, in video 1, we called it Sam's Finance Video Part 1. When we first started, I didn't know it was going to go too far. I was thinking maybe make a few. But then I started to individualize, trying to conceptualize, I guess, what else could I teach him that is fun, entertaining, engaging, something that he could utilize because he's going through something. So the first one, I didn't know where I was going through, but I taught him something so simplistic and basic. What did we learn in video 1? Tell the camera.
Hi, my name is Sam, and today my brother is going to be teaching me about money and finances. I don't know what money is really, but here's the things that I do know about money. You could buy stuff with it, like snacks and stuff, and you could also use like a debit/credit card to buy stuff. Money.
Yeah, what about money?
Money is stuff basically that you just use to buy like toilet paper or whatever, stuff like that.
Okay, and then what did I tell you to do with cash?
To put it on a debit/credit card, or a debit card, I meant.
Yep, put it into a bank.
Oh, bank.
Episode number 2.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
Sam's Finance Video Part 2. And this one is
When?
Learning about bills. What did you learn? What's that right here? Oh, rent.
I should probably do it this way, huh?
You got rent, Sam. You want to live in this house? You want to live in this house? Well, you got to pay the owner of this house $100.
Okay, here you go.
Yep, you're looking like you're going to be broke. How much money do you have left before we continue?
$220.
220. How's that PS5 looking?
Bad.
Okay. Now, we're not done here.
I still need to buy food so I don't starve to death. There's a lot of different bills like electricity bills, water bills, food and like groceries and rent or mortgage, stuff like that.
Okay. Number 3.
Don't trust.
We went to a store and the name of the title was Don't Trust Price, There is a Tax. What did you learn?
I'm with my brother and I got this list of items so I can learn about taxes.
Okay, let's see how much it's gonna be.
Okay.
All right, Sam, what's the first item on the list?
Can of soup.
Okay, let's go find a can of soup.
Here's a can of soup.
Okay.
Let's check off soup, but we forgot the Sharpie.
And so, how much did that cost us?
$2.99.
Okay, $2.99.
Basically $3. I learned that like stuff that is like unnecessary that you don't need like has taxes. So like basically, for example, Monster that has a tax.
Yeah, so we took them to the store and you realize within Washington State, non-essentials such as food items were taxed. Sales tax, it really depends on which state you live in. For example, in Oregon, there is no sales tax.
Oh, there is?
But then again, there's no state income tax or high property values. Tax. So, depending on where you live, and this applied to Washington State. And then right shortly after, he learned the purpose of sales tax and why does Washington State have sales tax.
So then they could like pay off like their city and state and stuff like that. They use their like the sales tax to pay off their employees and stuff like that.
And Now, okay. Now the next one is money equals time and votes. Originally, everybody thinks money equals time, but I also taught him a new concept that not too many people think about. But money and how you spend it also mean votes. Go ahead. So Sam here has got 3 chips. And you get to pick one at a time. You are voting.
Okay.
Now go ahead, stand by that line. Okay, ready? Sam, go ahead and vote for your first chip. Go ahead and get your second chip.
But they stole it. So every time you buy something, say like maybe $100 item, and you make $20 per hour, that's 5 hours of your day or life or whatever wasted, or not wasted, just used because you bought that $100 item.
Okay, and what about the vote part?
For the voting, if you vote for a certain type of brand, like I'm not gonna say a certain brand, but if you vote for the same brand, it might slowly just go down in popularity, and then it might just shut down.
So essentially you're saying if you choose Honda over Ford, over time if a lot of people vote for the same Honda, Ford may see sales decline and possibly get out of existence?
I think so. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I'm kidding.
That one is a difficult concept, and I don't explain that. Now, number 6, you learned employer's tax. Very fun, interesting video. Sam got to learn that just because he says I'm gonna make $20 an hour, it doesn't mean he's making $20 an hour. Go ahead and explain what happened there. And he is gonna learn the value of $1. So his mission today
Is to take out that fence that's over there and then mow the lawn.
Washington state law.
I know.
What is Washington state law?
It says I don't get breaks until 4 hours. This company ripped me off. Didn't give me $20.
You gotta read your paychecks then.
So I worked, like I took down the fence, mowed the lawn, and vacuumed. And I thought I was gonna get $20 when I got the. I'm gonna look at my notes real quick.
He's allowed to take notes in this part.
Yeah. For federal tax, Medicaid and Medicare, and Social Security, that took away a part of my money, and now I had $16.46 left.
In that video, he did make $20 an hour, and he did pay his taxes, so he did walk away with 16 something, if I can remember.
$16.46, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a ripoff.
And now we talked about another video is saving versus inflation. Okay, what did you learn about it? Buy as much as you can with the cash.
Okay.
Are you doing the math? So we got a guitar, 150, Venom. Okay, is that everything? Okay, everything you couldn't go buy belongs to Sophia. So, what did you learn, Sam?
Inflation sucks. So, I forgot that one. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my notes. But labor.
Go on, tell the camera.
So labor and materials are 2 reasons why inflation goes up. Because for labor, like people are working harder and harder and stuff, and then they need more money. Because then materials get harder to find sometimes. So you need to raise the money and raise the value and stuff. Your face looked off.
Okay. Yeah, so sunlight. So if the savings and inflation, what happens if you put $100 under your bed today and you wake up a year later?
It's gonna stay $100.
but can you buy the same amount of things?
No, because inflation.
Okay. Now, credit card and loan finance series. Weird title. Should have titled it better, but what did you learn there? So Sam signed his name. Now lift the paper.
No, thank you. I don't want the card no more. Bye.
You sign it.
You already signed it.
I'll
That's
rip
the
it up.
consent.
That's not fair. I didn't get to see that.
So I actually did show you it.
10%.
10% interest rate, 6-year term. Your monthly payment. You signed it. But this is what you don't know.
I just lost all my money because 500 times 12 is 6,000, and the total insurance was 6,000. Credit card and loans. So basically, you should not be using your credit card for little things all the time, because then you're gonna have to pay for it, and it's kind of like slowly throwing away money. Like whenever you use a credit card to buy small things, basically.
Okay, I'll agree with that. Now, good versus bad credit score.
I remember that one. I think I would say pretty good.
We're going to talk about good credit and bad credit.
Okay.
So what if I told you, depending on your credit score, the cheaper the interest rate is?
Wait. There's one thing I know. Isn't it the more debt you're in, the lower credit score you have, or something like that?
Not necessarily.
Or the more money you spend and you like, or the more loans you use or whatever. Isn't it something like that?
Not necessarily.
Okay. If you keep on being like not paying off loan, or if you keep on getting loans and not paying them off, your credit score will go back or go down. But if you like pay off all of your loans, all your debt, all that stuff, you'll have a good credit score and stuff.
And what's the purpose of a good credit score?
So then like stuff are kind of cheaper, like mortgages and
So he
stuff
gets
like that.
access to credit lines or loans
Yeah.
that are essentially cheaper due to less interest rate.
yeah.
Supply and demand economics 101. So if each candy costs a nickel and you have 30 nickels with 30 candies, can you buy them all?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are yours.
Okay.
Okay. Now watch this.
Okay.
Supply and demand candy store. So look at this. I have to pay people at the end of the day, right? I'm running a business. So go ahead, put 6 nickels in that box.
Oh. So the more supply you have, the less demand you have. The more demand you have, the less supply you have. So, if you have more demand than supply, you need to raise the prices. But if it's the opposite way around, you need to lower the prices.
Okay. Very simple economic question. These, when it comes to finances, I try to keep it different between economics, but some economics do apply, so we taught the basic one. Next one, investments. And so we have 6 different investments for you. Sam's favorite.
How's it my favorite?
Is that the only investment you knew out of everything?
How am I supposed to know? I don't know.
Okay. So, camera on, Sam.
We learned about 6 different types of investments. I'm not gonna look at my notes again and remember just to see like all six different types of investments off the back of my head or whatever. But I remember gold, stock market, crypto, and yeah, stuff like that.
Yep, so different assets. Could be, yeah, he said
And
gold, stock market, S&P 500, crypto, federal bonds, and just a normal saving account. And he realized that in certain investments that he made, after a year, he made money. Cool thing about the video is I did a very general Google search and compared prices a year ago, and he would have benefited off every asset. So $100 spent today could have been something more.
And the higher the risk, the more money you will get if like it doesn't fail.
Yep, if it doesn't fail. Cars and depreciating assets.
There's a Mazda 2024
Ooh.
thing.
A new car is for sale. What do you think about it?
It looks cool.
Okay.
The three main things that go to a car is the modernness, I don't even know if that's a word, the mileage, and the condition of the car, like if it's damaged and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about new cars?
They're more expensive. So like having a kind of old car with not too high mileage but not too low mileage would probably be a good like buying thing, I would say.
What do you think about depreciation on a new car versus an old car?
For a new car, what I remember is like it was $5,000 for like each 100,000 miles on the car. So
close. Don't worry, this one is a very tough concept, and I'll explain. He remembered you lost, I forgot the exact number, it was either 10 to 15%.
Oh yeah, it was
as soon
10,
as you drive it off the
15 or
lot.
10.
And then in the first few years of a car ownership, you incurred the most lost value. And that lost value, it may seem insignificant, but that's serious money.
But I think
Now,
it was 20%.
Yeah, it might have been. Now, what he also learned is looking for a car and looking at the mileage and basing off dependency of the model. He realized that a $100,000 mile car, he got a better value for his buck. When you explain 0 to 200,000, you put a price on the mileage on each single individual mile. So he learned that.
Yeah.
Now, Sam learns about mortgages.
I'm deciding that I'm gonna get a house, and it's gonna be either today or tomorrow. But I want it to get it today because I tried to get out of my apartment, but they kicked me out, and I had enough money, but I wanted to go to a different house. And I've been working for a Kane's company forever now, like almost 5 years. Do not. Why?
Oh yeah, Sam drove in the last video.
No, I
go
did
ahead.
not. If I drove in the last video, I probably would have crashed into a tree. But what I learned about mortgages is there's a closing fee or closing cost. And then don't always try to get a tour of the house that you're looking for. Don't go, and if it's like, don't always go for the cheapest house either, but don't go for the most expensive. Try to get in the middle of the road because the cheapest house might have like really big problems, and the most expensive house can't buy. So, or it's just too expensive.
And what's the most important? Buy a house when what? When you're financially stable and ready.
That's what I think. I was gonna say like ready,
Okay.
but I thought.
And now, why do we invest? Preserving purchasing power.
3 common household items: bread, milk, and eggs.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep.
Go.
First, a dozen eggs.
Okay.
Put that in the basket. Okay. Our second item. Milk was $4.09. Oh yeah, for purchasing power to maintain your purchasing power is why we invest.
Okay. Explain what that means, because I know that's a concept.
So for example, 100. We use this in that video. So we could buy 100 back then. We could buy 100 items for $1, or I worded that wrong. For $1, you can buy 1 item, so that's 100 items at the dollar store. Well, then later it became $1.25, and then we could only buy 80 items. So we invest to get more money to maintain that purchasing power.
Okay. Now, that is a very tough concept. So in that video, Sam learned inflation is not necessarily relevant when it comes to purchasing power. Inflation, when people blindly point out inflation, oh, everything's getting more expensive. Inflation is not the issue. It's the income versus of what you could still buy with the same income. If the dollar store in 2023 was $1 an item, like you said earlier, and you make $100, then you could buy 100 items. Next year, it's worth $1.25 each item, and you only make 110. Well, you can't buy 100 items unless you make 125. So it's your purchasing power, it's your wages versus what you could buy. So that is the best way to look at how affordable things are. Okay? Video number 15. We've been through 14 videos. We described them. What did you learn about budgeting, Sam? So we're going to learn about budgeting today.
Okay.
All the necessary items that you need. We need to pay our rent. We need to pay utilities. We need to pay for insurance and gas. Now you have a choice as an adult.
Okay.
And you.
So, if you could find out your budget by dividing your income by the expenses, and then you could divide your goal, or to get to how long it's going to take to get to your goal, you could divide your goal by the budget, and then you'll see when we get there.
Yeah, so when we budget, we do it for goal.
Yeah.
But even if it's not for goals, we should always build a budget regardless.
For emergency
We always
savings.
we always need to determine what our expenses are for a year so we can roll forward with a plan.
Mhm.
That's how the only thing you're going to get things done. Yes, goals can be a byproduct of it, because by making a budget, you realize your expenses versus your income, and you see what money relatively you could have after said month or year, and you could use that for goals. But if you do not make a budget and you don't know where your money goes, you kind of just aimless.
Yeah.
There's a saying as, if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. But if you have a goal that you're chasing, you're slowly making momentum to go towards there.
Oh yeah.
Now, we talked about something earlier just recently, and it's called work-life balance, number 16. Oh, okay. Jay's making signals over there. Don't know what's going on, but it's work-life balance. What did you learn?
I learned that there's a 20-60, which is the newer ones, and then the 20-30-50, I believe.
Yep, different rules.
So the first one stands for savings. The second one stands for fun. The last one stands for expenses.
Okay. And the most important thing is life is not all about purely saving.
Yeah. Don't oversave. Just save enough to, have a good, maintain your life well and stuff.
Okay.
And then don't rely on family and stuff for money and stuff. That's why you save.
Okay.
What?
Well, so guess what?
What?
Come here.
Sorry.
You're not that tall in the step.
I know I'm not.
Well, guess what, Sam?
What?
You're officially done with the finance series.
I am?
That's it.
But we have more.
That's it.
Dang, that was fast.
Believe it or not, we started a year ago, and now it comes to an end. I think you learned a lot of the basic concepts, but a lot of us didn't get taught. So you're one step ahead of game. And my generation was, and definitely my mom's generation.
And every other generation.
Now, I'm depending on you to play what you learned, but congratulations, you passed.
Yippee!
So the camera.
I passed. Yeah?
Hi, bud.
Hi.
Look forward.
What is it saying? Certificates. Some finance series.
You got a little certificate, bud.
This is cool.
Now you have something to remember by.
I'm gonna keep this right right here because there's no room over there.
Okay, show me.
Sorry.
There you go, bud. Show mom.
Okay.